think a lot of the time when we say that we feel lost, we're actually also feeling stuck in place. And when you feel stuck in place, from that point of view, you don't even have the opportunity to find something, because you can't move. You're stuck in place. So by definition, you are lost if you're stuck in place, and stuck in place if you are lost. If you choose to remain passive about it. Now, what would action look like in your place? Because it's not the same as being lost in the forest. The way you would approach being lost in life is not the same you would approach being lost in a maze, for example. The way you would approach being lost in life is to become aware first and foremost. And this is for everything, for everything in life. For any challenge you might ever face, the number one step is always awareness. You become aware of yourself, because step number 2 is going to come from within you. It's going to come from you becoming aware. Because when you become aware, you connect to your infinite intelligence. Okay, and if this does not make sense to you just yet, what infinite intelligence is, just try this yourself. Just try becoming aware of your own body. Become aware of this moment. Become aware that you are not your mind. Now exist in this space where you are not the mind. Where the mind is just something that passes you by. Where the mind is just an operation that happens in your body involuntarily. Be in that space. And some teachers would argue now, just being in that space alone, that's already you fulfilling your life purpose. That's already you becoming unstuck. That's already you no longer being lost. And that's also true. If you can just be in that space and know that you are enough as you are just for being, that you already deserve all the things that you want just for existing, just for being, then you've accomplished your deepest desires. How do we measure value given to other people, given to the world? How do we measure time well spent on earth? How do we measure the highest productivity available to human beings? Or the highest success? What is it? What is it? And that is fulfilling your purpose here on earth, which is to become aware of yourself, to self-realize yourself. And this is not a selfish act. You do it because obviously it's what you are looking for, but it's not a selfish act because it benefits other people around you just as much, if not more, than it benefits yourself. Okay, so just realize this. It benefits the people around you more than it benefits yourself when you become conscious and aware and present. So now, does it benefit other people more than money? Absolutely, right? People who have acquired extreme amounts of wealth, they would give it all away to experience this, even for a brief moment. Now, does it have more value than health? Again, yes, because if you are unhealthy and your back is against the wall, then you only really have your spiritual practice, which again is just presence, awareness. That's all you have. Now, is it more valuable than time on earth? Well, if you ask just about anyone who's had these experiences, they will say that just one moment, just one brief moment in time was worth years and years of practice and effort just to try to get there forcefully. And we don't have to. We are there already. We are already self-realized. We just have to let go of the compulsive thinking and let it be. I'm very meticulous with how I word these things when it comes to the mind, because I don't want you to think that there is more effort required to this than to simply be. And you just let the mind be, right? And that's all there is to it, and it's more valuable than anything else on earth. So it's the most meaningful thing to human beings. It's the most valuable thing to human beings. And it's available to you all the time. And not only that, it has the power to really transform other people for the better. They might not know it. It's not like people are going to come up to you and say, thank you, you changed my life. It's not necessarily going to be like that. Because you're dealing with the minds of people, right? So, and the minds don't understand a lot of things around them. They don't understand, the frequencies and the energies. They don't understand all these things going on. So to the minds, it's just, oh, now I suddenly feel better, And over time, there might, be developed a certain pattern that suggests that if you are around a certain person, you start feeling better, right? Then the mind might start attribute certain qualities to that person over time and say that they are funny, or they are loving, or they are kind, or they're always in a good mood, or they're always positive, whatever it is, right? But the mind still can't really figure out why it is that it feels better. And the reason is space, right? So certain people are better at giving space than others. To the mind, this might seem completely insignificant. You will, if you're unaware, ignore the spiritual people in your life. And you will never even find out who they are. Because they are just not doing certain things. It's not that they are doing certain things. It's just that they're not doing certain things. They're not occupying your space, your intellectual space, your emotional space. They let you exist freely. They're not fighting your reality. And this is what makes us feel good. This is what makes us feel heard and understood and connected and bonded to other people. And you will be able to give them all these things without giving anything away. You're just there, present, aware. So, back to being lost. Now, how can we tie all this together? Step number 1 is become aware of yourself. And step number 2 is stay aware long enough, and you will automatically become unstuck, and you will automatically figure out what you need to be doing or not doing, or let go of, or change your beliefs around. You will have that intelligence that is required for you to answer these questions on your own. So become present, and you will also find yourself. Because you are essentially that presence. And with that, no one is to tell you what to do with your life. You know that. But first, you have to become present. If you don't know right now what you need to be doing right now, it's because you are not present. It's just that simple. And realizing that you're not present right now can be very, very helpful also. If you feel like you're doing brain-rotting activities, for example, or vegging out, you can simply acknowledge that right now you are not being yourself. And that's it. That's, you don't add anything to that sentence. You just make the acknowledgement that you are not being yourself at that moment. And that you can't expect any fruitful idea to come out of that, or any answer or any realization. None of that is going to come when you are not yourself. So accept that. Accept that these things can only come to you when you are fully present, when you're fully aware.